Hello and welcome to another episode of Editor's Notes with me, Cy Williams. Today is September 22nd, 2022, and I'm heading to the National Press Gallery to attend today's announcement about the overdue review of Canada's Cannabis Legalization Act. Federal ministers are expected to launch a long-awaited review of the government's cannabis legalization today. I'm pretty excited. The Honorable Jean-Yves Duclos, Minister of Health, and the Honorable Carolyn Bennett, Minister of Mental Health and Addictions and Associate Minister of Health, will be announcing these next steps today on the review of Canada's cannabis legalization. And I cannot wait to be there myself on behalf of you, our high Canadians all over this country. The Cannabis Council of Canada, C3, was able to provide us with a short background presentation as a reference before this planned announcement by the Government of Canada on the statutory review of the Cannabis Act. CEO and President of the Cannabis Council of Canada, George Smitherman, and Pierre Killeen, Vice President, Legislative and Regulatory Affairs, will also be available for interviews following the announcement. Interested parties, as always, can contact Taylor at Global Public Affairs to coordinate any interviews. So some key facts you should know going into this. Let's see. The financial instability of licensed producers is threatening the success of cannabis legalization. The statutory review was intended to take place 3 years after the Act came into force. And 3 years and more than 300 days later, it is essentially the understanding the impacts on the Act on public health, public safety, and the economic viability of the sector that are going to be talked about today. C3 has called for the statutory review to include a broad scope or a broader scope that includes financial impacts of the Act and its regulations on the financial viability of license holders, swift legislative and regulatory action in response to the review's finding reports. The Act was intended to protect public health, public safety, and keep cannabis out of the hands of kids. And while it is largely seen as a social and economic success for Canadians, progress rests right now on some big key hurdles. The cannabis sector is a robust, thriving industry, which has, from 2018 to now, contributed $43.5 billion to the GDP, $25.2 billion in labor income, over 151,000 jobs, another 49,000 jobs, $15.1 billion in tax revenues, and the list goes on. So, okay, licensed producers are in crisis in Canada today as their financial viability is being disrupted by combined impact of excise tax rates, provincial distribution markups, and regulatory fees. Also, nanny state regulations and unbridled competition from the illicit cannabis market that still exists today. Urgent action is needed to protect the public health and safety successes of legalization and grow the pie for governments as well. The Cannabis Council of Canada is calling on the Government of Canada to address the financial viability of licensed producers and processors, basically fix the excise tax markups and fees, level the playing field with the illicit market. Also, allow licensed producers and processors to communicate directly with consumers, including what the effects of cannabis are. They also need to eliminate costly nanny state regulations, strengthen patient access to medical cannabis, and that's a big one for me. So that's it for me for now. I'm going to head over to the National Press Gallery, and I'm going to see what they have to say about today's press conference. That's it for me. Talk to you soon.